Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Plague Inc. Evolved, early access of the Windows version of Plague Inc., the popular cell phone game. Last episode we played as the nanovirus, which we had just unlocked, and because of that we won on normal, and because of that we unlocked the bioweapon, the last plague, as they all are. I guess plague covers them, maybe. Uh, so everything's unlocked now. Well, all plagues 100% unlocked. Eventually, I imagine the game will announce new plagues, but it's gonna get more and more difficult as time goes on because they've covered a lot of them, and maybe going back and creating sub-plagues might be a better path to it, and instead of trying to think of new ones, instead just think of subcategories. So anyways, we're gonna play as the bioweapon. I guess we'll just, for consistency's sake, try to do this on normal. What we also learned when we played as the nanovirus, uh, mispronounced that for almost did. Uh, Almost said Nanu Nanu, which is a reference to a very old comedy show called Mork and Mindy. Uh, anyways, uh, as I'm entertaining myself and probably no one else, we found out that winning with the regular plagues, so not the simian plague and not the necrovirus plague, does not unlock any of the necrovirus genes or the simian genes. So it puts us in a little bit of a different position, because now what goes on is we have less motivation to really play the old plagues. We still have some genes to unlock, but it's all going to be unlocked through playing necrovirus and simian. So what we're going to do is what should I call this? Is cycle through it and try to keep things as spicy as possible. But it will be possible that we see lots of necrovirus games and lots of simian virus games going forward. So this is a bioweapon. Bioweapons. Basically a custom designed disease to use against your enemies in war. It is I believe, a violation of the Geneva Convention at this point to use them. So I don't know if that many have been invented, so we'd have to think of one. Well, let's just call it Narvik. There is a TV show that I watch. I won't claim it is a good show. It's on Sci-Fi Channel, which probably is an indicator that it's not a good show, if anything. Let's just try it in Southeast Asia. I know we've done it 3 times in a row, but we've also won the past 2 times. So in the first season of the show, Helix is the name of the show, they basically the CDC went to Antarctica to a secret research, corporate research facility where there was an outbreak, and they try to stop the outbreak. And the outbreak is basically a zombie-like disease. And the show kind of goes off the rails, because unless this will be a little spoily, but I'm only gonna spoil up to the end of the first season. But by the end of the first season, the story had revealed itself that there were like 500 immortal beings that ran a secret corporation that was developing the zombie virus to control humans, and it's like it just went really off the rails in my opinion, but I still watch it. And then the second season is continuing with that storyline, but they're not dealing with the Narvik. It was like called the Narvik C strain, and they're not in Antarctica, which kind of helps with the scenery at least. Let's look at the bioweapons abilities we have. Reduce the likelihood of lethal genes becoming unlocked over time. Reset the lethal potential of the weapon. It'll take time to regenerate. Reduce the lethality by deactivating key genes. Controlling toxin production. So the disease right now is already very lethal. We've got to spend our DNA to get it down, just so we don't kill out the hosts and eliminate the hosts before. We need the infection to spread. So bioweapon, definitely a different type of thing going on. Severity's a little high, so they might find us, but we just want to get infectiousness up right now. I think over time, lethality is actually going to go up by itself. It's just going to get deadlier and deadlier, which would help after everybody's infected, because we sometimes do get stuck in that point where we have no DNA to develop any symptoms to make it lethal, but we've got everybody infected. So if we can just wait out or attach, get everybody infected and allow the lethality to go up by itself before the cure happens, that could certainly be a helpful trait. But it is one of these traits in some of these special diseases that makes you play the game a little bit differently. They really spent some thought and did a good job when they added the second set of plagues. The first set of plagues, the bacteria, virus, fungus, not super different. You're doing the exact same thing. It's just really a level of how fast it mutates or how easy it's transmitted. So they've started to find this out already. Let's see. 11 DNA. Really, lethality is back up. That's the problem. That is the problem. We may not win here. They're starting to work on the cure already. The numbers are going down. This is the problem. Let's see. Reduce the likelihood of it being unlocked over time. There we go. We set the lethal potentiality and then 6 DNA for that. But we're still losing people. This is no good. Insomnia mutated, that's fine. I can't really do anything about it anyways. I need 6 DNA. I can get a refund. Why not take that DNA? Also, we need the weather modification so it works in cold areas. But we're still going backwards here. It looks like we might be going forwards now. That's pretty good. If we can increase the spread, get more have it be more infectious than it is deadly. Just slowly spreading. Slowly spreading. Right. Take that cure. Hardening. Maybe I shouldn't have spent the DNA there on that. Probably shouldn't have spent the DNA on that. Is that going to be my fatal mistake? Pun intended. I don't know. Seems like we're growing. Seems like we've got it working. Need 15 DNA. So 2 more points. There was a big chunk of DNA. 12 DNA to reduce the possibility of it becoming more lethal. Would probably help too. Now I think this one in the middle is actually just something really crazy. If I can remember it right. It's gonna take 32 to do genetic hardening 2, 22 for cold resistance 2. I could 16, 17 for spreading it around some more. Shuts down seaports and all of that. So, guess we'll go ahead and try and spread this some more. I think there's a bunch of countries still we haven't infected. Seems to be pretty contagious, a disease. So, 22 DNA for the second tier on cold countries. Still need 1 DNA point. Wow. $16 for this and 15 for this. So that's the next thing I want to start focusing on. Do I think that the world is going to use bioweapons? Yes, but no. Let's see. How can I... It just depends on how the world progresses. I don't think in 2015 the culture really is bad enough for one country to use it against anybody else without getting such a political thrashing because of doing that it would be worth it. Plus, bioweapons are not really a great way of working. If we were invaded by a different species, something where we could, all the scientists could really say, we know for a fact this will only attack this different species that's been brutally attacking us for probably it would have to be decades and decades. We might do that, but as long as it is just human to human fighting, the danger of a bio weapon spreading to your own populace is just extremely so high, it's not worth it. So symbiosis unleashes Armageddon. It knocks lethality to the maximum, infectiousness to the maximum. That's all good and well, and it's 23 DNA, but you have to also remember, you need the entire planet infected before you can do that. We'll see if we can do it, but I don't hold my breath for that. So we have Sweden, Finland, and Morocco. Interesting that Greenland did get infected first. To 58% of the... Let's see, 6 DNA for that. Let's see if we can slow this down, the progress. However, if the world changed a lot, I can definitely see a lot of future situations where bioweapons would be used. If it's going to eventually be impossible for these things to not fall into the hands of criminals more than government agencies. So bioterrorism, as it were, biocriminal activity, as it were, is going to probably... Let's just do this. I need 23 DNA. Take this. Take this. I think we're gonna lose anyways. So we're just gonna devolve everything to get the last bit of DNA. It's 24. Take this. Take this. So we're gonna unleash Armageddon. Now this would cost 25. Not gonna be able to afford this. This would cost 6. Not gonna be able to afford that. Let's do it. And just watch what happens. The cure for Narvik is complete, and people start getting infected, even though we've unleashed it and it's done everything we wanted. There's nothing we can do, and it's cured, and we lost. That's what I figured we were gonna do. You have to play this one very differently. Maybe the bioweapon is the most differently you have to play everything, because you're doing all of these abilities to slow down. I should have thrown all my DNA into this chain right first, and then reduce the lethality at the beginning. Maybe do this every now and then, but you do all these 3 chains, and then the last one does the exact opposite, the annihilate gene. And a lot of infection, transmission stuff needed to be done that just wasn't done. We have lost. Yeah, I imagine bioweapons will be used. It's just, I don't think they're going to be used anytime soon. Maybe, and maybe we'll have to get weekly or monthly injections to protect ourselves from bioweapons. I don't know. Who knows how bad it could get in the future if that stuff fell into the wrong hands. Who says it's not in the wrong hands right now? My best hope, and I think your best hope, is that trust in the scientists. That they will see that it is their moral duty to not develop bioweapons and to not work with any organization that wants them to create harmful things. Focus your attention on making cures, not diseases, not plagues. And I think most scientists now, and I hope most scientists in the future, will do that. And that's probably our best hope, that we don't run into bioweapons, because they will be nasty. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me through fan funding, click on my name, Rydo. On the left is on the right is a blue button that says support this channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus, or friend me on Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.